Hi, let's take a look at some more examples of direct proportion. If we watched the video from yesterday, you saw the model of direct proportion and how it works. We use the cross product model. Let's take a look at this example. Jason mixes cans of yellow and blue paint to make green paint. The ratio of the number of cans of yellow paint to the number of cans of blue paint is 4:3. Jason needs to make more paint. He has 2 cans of yellow paint. How many cans of blue paint does he need to make the same shade of green? Now remember, we always want to make sure that we're reading through the problems a couple of times over just to see what we have and what we're going to need or what we're looking for. So in this particular proportion problem, we know that we have a ratio of blue paint to yellow paint. It says the ratio of the number of cans of yellow paint to the number of cans of blue paint is 4:3. And we know from yesterday's lesson that the number that comes first in the ratio is the information that comes first in the problem. So the ratio of number of cans of yellow paint is 4. To the number of cans of blue paint, which is 3. So our ratio is 4:3 in terms of yellow and blue paint. It says Jason needs to make more paint. He has 2 cans of yellow paint. And remember from yesterday's cross product model, we need to keep our units together. We can't mix our units up. So over here in the proportion, we will put our 2 more cans of yellow paint. Because we want to keep yellow paint with yellow paint and blue paint with blue paint. So we want to keep our units together. You don't want to mix them up. And so what are we looking for? How many cans of blue paint does he need to make the same shade of green? So we're looking for how many more cans of blue paint he needs. So let's use the cross product model to figure this out. We're going to multiply 4 times the unknown value, and we get 4 times the unknown value. That equals, cross product model, 3 times 2, which is 6. Now reverting back to our algebraic expressions equations, we know that in order to get the question mark or isolate the variable and get it by itself, which is question mark in this case, we need to divide both sides by 4 to get the variable by itself. So we divide both sides by 4. Our variable is now by itself. And we know that he needs 6/4 more cans of paint. So we reduce this fraction by 2. And we get 3/2 or 1.5 more cans of blue paint that he needs to make the same shade of green. So if you follow yesterday's model and follow through with your practice the same way that we follow through with this practice, you should have no trouble at all with direct proportions.